So what happens? What am I talking about in terms of language? So there was a study, there was a thing recorded, I guess. There's a girl who was trying to research Asperger's because it was fairly new back in, I don't know, the 90s or something. And she goes to a house where a little boy who's like 5 years old has been diagnosed with it. So she knocks on the door, the parents come to the door, they let her in, they're going to go to a sitting room, they'll sit down on a couch or something and have a chat. And the little boy comes over and very nicely says, "May I take your jacket?" to this lady. Only that's not what he said. What he said was, "Can I unbutton your shirt?" Which has a very different connotation. But if you look at it analytically, can I, may I, requesting permission, take your, unbutton, process of removal, your shirt, your jacket, things which cover the torso. So for instance, I never learned that there were multiple different words for shirt until I was in French in 7th grade. That there were blouses and sweaters and, God, I don't even know all of them. Like, the concept that there's like 11 different types of shirt. There are ones with short sleeves and ones with long sleeves. There are some that are thick and some that aren't thick. Why would you come up with like 15 different versions of shirt? But that's where I actually learned that there are people differentiate all that shit out, which to me was kind of astounding, but it's like, that's the process of learning. So you can learn enough to be able to, I overcame, I guess, a fair amount of what I have by studying acting, movies, books. Because if you're reading a book, you're seeing somebody's mental process and how it reflects in their life. If you're watching a movie, you're seeing people go through exaggerated pains to portray an emotion or a situation or a happening. If you take acting classes, they teach you when this happens, you look like this. When this happens, you act or you breathe or you walk like this. So acting lessons actually helped me to link this to this. For instance, when I was a kid, I used to sit like this all the time because I liked the feeling. I liked the feeling of like somebody puts their hands in their pockets, they don't have to worry about their arms. They're kind of holstered. Well, this was holstered. But then in a class, I think also in 7th grade, there was something where like, what do you get from body gestures? What do you get from, the eyes? And if you have somebody standing like this, usually people will take this as, I am not receiving your information. I don't believe you. Like, bro, you're full of shit. And I used to stand like that just normally because I liked the feel of my arms, holstered. So all kinds of miscommunication comes out from this lack of subtle understanding the subtle context, and you just get used to it. I mean, you live with it. It's who you are. It's what you do. It's literally how the processor in your brain works. There's no drug for it. There's no magic thing that somehow makes you think different. There's no way to just change your head to a different setting. It just processes the way it processes. But every time you learn something, oh, that's supposed to go to the empathetic one. Well, then I guess it gets derouted, but it's a process of learning. And something else, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I mean, it's useful. I think it's actually really cool data for understanding.